What's up, design family, and welcome back to another episode of Fittdesign TV. So glad to have you back on the channel. On today's episode, we'll be looking at the art and science of copywriting for fashion brands. As a fashion brand, the primary way in which you're going to engage your customers is either through visual or written content. On today's episode, we'll be discussing the latter. We'll look at the ways in which you can structure great copy to get people's attention and ultimately to sell your brand's story. A great salesperson can reach a customer one at a time, but a great story that's well written with strong copy can reach potentially hundreds or thousands of people if done well. So in today's episode, we'll look at 7 key ways in which you can create great copy to tell a strong and cohesive story that can ultimately lead to customer loyalty and sales down the line. Hey guys, and welcome to Fittdesign TV. So glad to have you here. On this channel, we discuss all things sports fashion, graphic design, manufacturing, and technology. We'll discuss key topics, answer pressing questions, and provide actionable steps on starting your own product line. If you're interested in any of the above topics, stick around. You're in for a good one. Before we get right into these 7 points, it's important to start off by thinking of your brand as a person with a personality. The language you use should align with this person's personality. So if your brand more catered towards an active market or a casual market, there's no point in employing overly luxurious or eloquent sounding words. This can just end up tarnishing your brand and really confusing your customers. Make sure that the way that you speak about your brand is sort of the way that if that brand was a person, they would speak themselves. So that's a great way of thinking about it and a nice footnote before we get into the 7 key points. So what makes great copy? It starts off with number 1, your consumers. Always observe your consumers as a starting point. Consumers are always going to be concerned about what your product can do for them. So what needs or wants can it meet and how can it do that? And rightfully so. If they're buying from you, you should be solving an issue or providing a luxury. So what is your copy and how does it relate to that? Well, everything in your copy should specifically address how the product can appeal to them and if it's solving an issue, how it's going to solve that issue. You need to tick those boxes to make sure that customers can understand how your product is going to work in their favor and why they need it at the end of the day. So focus on customers. Number 2, focus on benefits over strict features. Most companies are so excited about the features that are packed into their product that they forget to focus on the tangible benefits that their customers can experience. At the end of the day, when the goal is to persuade customers to buy, it's extremely important to emphasize how the product can benefit them in a tangible and a strong way. Focus on the tangible benefits first and the features next. Number 3, make your copy easy to understand. Many brands are excited to showcase the technical features of their products that they sort of revert to using overly complex language in an attempt to show how sophisticated their items are. But this is counterintuitive. Customers aren't going to focus or understand your copy if it's overly complex. Keep your language simple, straightforward, and to the point. Let people know the things that they need to know in the short time that you have to tell it to them. Drawing on from number 3 is number 4. Make sure to keep your paragraphs short and straight to the point. People lead busy lives and they have short attention spans. Yes, in certain cases, it may be suitable to have longer form text like on print ads. But if you're catering your copy for more of a social media, make sure to keep your points short, straightforward, and cohesive. At the end of the day, the point is to get sales, not necessarily to drag on with stories that lead to nothing. So make sure that you make every single word count when it comes to your copy and that your points are leading to sales. And number 5, make sure to limit your sentences to 1 idea per sentence. The fastest and easiest way to keep a reader engaged is to make sure you structure your sentences so that you have 1 idea per sentence. No more, no less. Any sentences that are fluff or filler sentences or sentences that run on for too long, aka sentences that are longer than 15 to 25 words, are a no-no. Make sure to keep one idea per sentence, and always make sure to have your customer or reader in mind when writing. If you can actively visualize how a reader is going to engage with a specific piece of copy, this is going to give you a good gauge of whether to keep that piece in or not. Number 6, go for emotions. Selling a product is not only about listing features or benefits. It's also about creating a compelling scenario that can keep your customers engaged. It's extremely important to tell a story that gives a good background about your collection, your brand, and the inspirations that led to the products you have today. A customer is always going to be swayed by a strong and compelling story. So make sure that you are actively trying to capture their emotions and ultimately trying to lead them down a road that helps them connect better to your brand in a more meaningful and deeper way. Number 7, consider hiring a professional copywriter. It's nearly impossible to find every mistake in your copy, especially if you're the owner and you're creating it yourself. At the end of the day, you're undoubtedly going to be biased and you're not going to look at your copy objectively. So it's important to get a second or third opinion, and if it's within your budget, you can consider hiring a professional copywriter to double check your copy and to ensure that it's error-free, objective, and on point. This is going to help your brand stand out as being more professional and competent. So in conclusion, by now you should have a better idea of how to create better, stronger, and more compelling copy that can help propel your brand, tell a more compelling story, and lead to better customer loyalty and sales down the line. If you guys enjoyed this video, please consider smashing a thumbs up so that others can see it and they can benefit from it as well. If you guys want to see more business-oriented videos like this, let us know in the comments below. Until next time, guys, thank you so much for tuning into Fittdesign TV. Stay awesome.